the issues of being elected and then immediately after you have been elected in the government, or rather immediately after you have assumed any government seat, you go on and start buying big cars and start walking around with the luxurious things, expensive watches, and everything expensive. That is something that in my government I'm not going to entertain it. I'm not going to allow that in my government. I'm not going to I'm not going to see those kind of things reigning in my government and keep quiet. If you have been elected and if you have been given, you've been assigned a government seat, or rather some any kind of leadership in government, if you used to walk or to use a bicycle when you are not in the government, continue, even when you have been given a government seat, continue coming to work with a bicycle. If you used to walk, like if you used to walk, you didn't have a car, you didn't have a bicycle, you did not have a motorbike before you are elected, or rather before you have been given a government seat, even after you have been given that seat, continue coming to work by foot. Or if you have a car that you have been using, maybe it's an old car or something like that, after you have been elected, continue coming to work with that car. People first, cars later. People first, luxurious things later. That is the narrative that Ibrahim Traore is using in his leadership in Burkina Faso. No buying luxurious things, no buying expensive things using the people's money, the money that we have taxed people to it. It's money that belongs to people. We are taxing people. That is their money. Let us use that money to focus on their issues and to help people, not buying expensive things and buying luxurious things and walking around like what is happening in Africa. Presidents who are just walking around with big cars and big things, they don't care about people. That's foolishness. Let's listen to this.
Tension and the panic increased. They do not know what Ibrahim Traore and Russia is planning. Most of these leaders that are panicking right now are the corrupt leaders. They are the ones that when they come into office, the first thing they will do is to approve SUV for every governor, every minister, every lawmaker, every senator. These are the ones that have been misusing their country's economies. And Ibrahim Traore is against this action. He is the only leader in Africa that never approved the use of SUV in Africa. And anybody who is going to work with him must use his own vehicle to come to work. Instead of misusing the money to buy Toyota Land Cruiser SUV, Ibrahim Traore used the money to buy tractors and employ people. All these old leaders who have been criticizing Ibrahim Traore but had used their country's money to go to Japan to buy Toyota Land Cruiser SUV are now panicking because they have found out there is one thing different between them, and that thing is mismanagement of public fund. Now, they don't know his action. Well, and this is the reason I have always said, the clear conscience fears no accusation. These leaders who have used their country's money to go to Japan to acquire Toyota Land Cruiser SUV. Some of them have bought up to 1,000 pieces just to make sure that they enjoy in their office why the masses are suffering. All these leaders, they have guilty conscience inside them, and that is the reason they are now panicking. Had it been that these leaders are completely clean, would they be afraid? Of course no. The reason they are afraid is because they know they are corrupt. And the weapon coming into Burkina Faso is now making them to be afraid. Because they don't know what this young leader is going to do. Ibrahim Traore may do something that Africa never expected. Him and Russia may go and be joining some opposition party in some corrupt countries to make sure that Africa is getting out from corruption. But this rumor, nobody knows whether it is true or not. The only thing everybody is aware of is that the number of ammunitions coming in to Burkina Faso. It's unbelievable. And African leaders never seen anything like that before. As I'm talking to you right now, there is a drone in West Africa owned by Ibrahim Traore, latest Bayrata Turkish drone hovering in West Africa. Now, Ibrahim Traore is monitoring West Africa. This is unbelievable. And a young leader, whom nobody believed in the beginning, has become the one God sent to show the template of good governance. Many countries are wishing if Ibrahim Traore is from their country, because Burkina Faso has never had a good leadership as she is having it right now. And a lot of people would wish if this is happening in their countries. I just come to show you that there is a panic in Africa among the corrupt leaders. Why are they panicking? Guilty conscience. They know what they are doing wrong. Those Toyota SUV they are using to confuse us, that each time they win an election, they go there in Japan to pack 400, 500, 1,000 pieces, 300 pieces, to bring it into Africa and began to enjoy misusing our economy. Now the guilty conscience has caught them. When Africa is suffering, there is no factories in Africa. If this money they are misusing in Japan by buying Toyota SUV have been used to create factories, things would have been better today. Some of those Toyota Land Cruiser they are buying in Japan, the bulletproof one costs $200,000. The ones that are not bulletproof cost $150,000. Each one of it can build 3 factories in Africa. Africa is importing everything, but these corrupt leaders are misusing their country's money to go and buy Toyota Land Cruiser for 4 years. Why didn't they use it to build factories if they come for good governance? Now, there is panic among themselves.
Welcome back again. The issue of enriching yourself. You have been elected, you've been given a government seat, you've been given a government leadership, you're leading in a government, you're a minister. You have any, it doesn't matter which kind of a seat is that, any seat in the government. All the ministers in the government, if before you were elected you did not have a car, continue coming to work by foot, or continue boarding matatus, going to work. Continue boarding taxis, going to work. But the issue of you have been elected and then after a few weeks, after 2-3 weeks, you started working with Land Cruisers, with the V8s, you have big cars. Where is that money coming from? If you didn't have that money before to buy those big cars, where are you getting this money now to buy all these cars? This is people's money. This is the tax that we are taxing from people. The money that you're using to buy big cars. And then you've forgotten that people need to be helped. You've forgotten that people are the ones who elected you into the government. You have forgotten you have a responsibility of helping people. You have forgotten it is your work to help people. You're now enriching yourself. You're making yourself comfortable. You're making yourself, you're keeping yourself so comfortable to an extent. You have forgotten everybody. You don't care about the lives of people. You don't care about the how people are living. Like, it is none of your business. But you're using their money, the money that it is supposed to be building roads for them. The money that's supposed to be building schools for their children, the money that is supposed to be raising the agricultural sectors for them, the money that is supposed to be enhancing security in their country, the money that it's supposed to be building and creating jobs for the youths in that country is the money you're using to buy cars. The money that you're using to buy luxurious things and to build big houses. Okay, and then the people in your country are sleeping hungry. The people in your country, they have nothing to do. They have nowhere to go. Children are not going to school because there is no enough jobs created for these people to work and earn some little money to take their children to school. That is a no-go zone. That is something we are not going to accept. That is something we are not going to concur with it. It is something that we are going to stay and stand against it like nothing else. We are doing it like we shall never do it again. That is now Ibrahim Traore in the Burkina Faso's government. This guy is serious, man. This guy is on work. This guy is up to working. And you know, these are the kind of leaders that we need. These are the kind of leaders that we want. These are the kind of leaders that we want. Like, these are really the kind of leaders that we want in Africa. Leaders who are going to stand by the truth. Even the word of God says, you shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. The issues of keep lying to people because you like you are entertaining your fellow corrupt man, so that the fellow corrupt man can entertain you, a fellow corrupt man, so that you can join hands together and unite together, so that your corruption activity should move on smoothly. That is foolishness of the highest level. You have forgotten that people need you, and people are suffering because you are not being held accountable. You're not responsible. You're not competent. People are crying because of you. You don't care. You say, "Oh, now I'm in a government, and I have money, so people are going to listen to me because I have money." We cannot listen to you. We are listening to people who care for people. We're not listening to people who care for themselves simply because they think they have money, that everybody can listen to them because they have money. That's not what we're going to do. We are going to listen to people who love people, people who care for people, people of integrity, people of concern, people that or people who are kind, people who are responsible, people who are competent, people who are accountable. Those are the kind of people we're going to listen to. And so far, we only have one person like that one, and that is Ibrahim Traore. And all Africans are going to turn to Ibrahim Traore. All Africans, we are going to join our hands together for the one and only Ibrahim Traore and keep on supporting him all the times and all the moments. We're not going to leave this man alone. We are going to fight with this man. Even if he has to take all the African youths from all the countries of Africa to go and fight because of Ibrahim Traore, we shall migrate to Burkina Faso and go and fight because of Ibrahim Traore. That is what we are going to do, and we don't care. Because we have a leader that we have never seen in quite a long time. Africa has been in slavery for a very long time. Now, Ibrahim Traore, it is like he is a man who is struggling to ship Africa out of slavery. Okay, we have seen him doing it. We are seeing him indicating that, and we are saying we are going to fight for Ibrahim Traore. It doesn't matter where we are. I am a Kenyan, and I am admitting this. I know there is a Ugandan who likes and who loves Ibrahim Traore, because I can tell you for a fact, there is no any person here in Africa. There is no any person here in Africa who loves the continent of Africa who doesn't love Ibrahim Traore. All of us, we love Ibrahim Traore. Okay, so we are going to fight for the freedom of Africa, and we are going to fight under the flag of Ibrahim Traore, because he is the only man who has proven to have the love of Africa. He's the only man who has proven to be to have the pure love to the people of Africa. Not only the people of Burkina Faso, but also the people of Africa. I'm telling you the truth. You know, I wonder sometimes, why is it that leaders, like, because even if you have to steal money from the government, even if you have to steal the tax that you're taxing from us, that money belongs to the people of a country, the people of Africa. Africa needs to be it needs to be a developed continent. It needs to be a rich continent right now, because the money that is being collected from the people as tax is a lot of money. But this money, there is nowhere that this money is going. When we try to trace this money, we can't see it because it's not working anywhere. It's not existing. It's not active it's not active anywhere. We can't see this money. We don't know where this money is going. You see someone getting to government, after a few days, this person is just rich. He has cars. He's working in changing cars every day, changing cars with people's money, seriously. And the same people, they are not even like, do you have a heart? Are you kind of people who really love you, like you have a heart inside you, or just this? Seriously. These African leaders, let me tell you something. African leaders are the people who are using heads like saliva dispenser. Like they're just using their heads. I don't know how. Like I don't know how they're thinking. I don't know how they're behaving. I don't know like when they wake up in the morning. I don't know what is it that they're telling themselves before waking up. You're waking up in the morning. You know you're leading a country of people, but you know very well you're serving a foreign nation. And the people of your country, they're crying every day. My question to you people is, to African leaders is, how do you feel when people complain? Like, how do you feel when when people are crying every day saying, oh, you need to do this, you need to help us, like, how do you feel? You're leading a country for a period of 10 years. You haven't built even a single road. You have not taken even a single child to school. You haven't helped even a single parent. And you're calling yourself a leader. You're calling yourself a president of a country. You want to be respected. We can't respect folks. We can't respect people who are out of their mind. I think African leaders are all mad. Like they're just mad. They're thinking, their way of thinking, it's like they're thinking backwards. They're not thinking upright. Like their minds is like upside down. So when they're thinking, everything they think about, they just, because how can you be living in a continent? How can you be leading a continent or rather a country that is rich in the whole world? But the same country you're leading is the most poor country that ever to be seen. Like African leaders are corrupt, left, right, center. Why can't you stand in your government and shape the government, starting by yourself? Just be a good person and shape the government. All the ministers in your government, shape them. Tell them, you know what, man? This is not how to go about this. This is not how to do this. Tell them the truth. Because the truth must be told. And people must be told the truth. You are a leader. You're the president of that country. People must be told the truth. Tell them the truth. Tell them, you know what? You cannot do this. In my government, don't do this. And it should start by yourself. As a president, you should be leading by example. And anybody who does not follow you, you fire that person with an immediate effect. That is what is happening in Burkina Faso. And the issues of you presidents telling us Burkina Faso is not doing well, don't tell us those shit. We are not like, how are you seeing us? You seeing us as fools, or rather kids who don't understand what we are doing. We are not children anymore. We are grown-ups. We people who understand what we are doing. We know Burkina Faso is doing well. You're standing on a press as a politician telling us, Burkina Faso isn't doing well. Burkina Faso, they're being led by the military. So what? Militaries who are competent, militaries who are responsible, militaries who understand the cry of the people. Whenever any person cries, it's the so-called military. They go, they trace that person, even if he stays deep in the village, and they find help for that person. It is better than having a president in a country where he doesn't even know how many counties how many provinces does he have in his country. And you're just there, you don't even care, and like, what was that? We can't be living that way. We can't have that kind of a life. Africa is our home, man. We say what we want as people of Africa. We speak what we want. We are not the old fathers they used to follow anything they are being told because they didn't have knowledge, they didn't have an understanding of what is happening. We are youths, man. If something is wrong, we're telling you the truth. And that is why Kenyan Gen Z are on the road always. Every Monday they go on the road, and nothing can shake them. That is going to fear nothing is going to make them fear. However, how much the government tries to instill fear in them, they still wake up and go on the road, because we are the Generation Z. We are the generation that has strength. Okay, generation that does not fear anything. We want freedom in Africa. Africa is home. Africa ni nyumbani. And when we say Africa is home, we mean, when you are at your home, you make rules at your home. There is no visitor who will come and make rules for you. I don't know how foolish are you to an extent that you're allowing a visitor to come or a foreigner to come and make rules for you, and you just follow. Why are you following? Why should you follow everything that somebody is telling you? Someone from a foreign land comes to your land and telling you do this and do this and do this, and you're just following. Why are you following? Why can't you say no to it? We want people who are standing firm. The issues of corruption should stop. And if you're not going to comply with that, you're going to get out of that government. All of you. I'm telling you, you're going to get out of that government. You're going to like, you will not. For example, right now in Kenya, this year 2025 is going to be a very tough year for President William Ruto. I'm telling you the truth. If he will manage 2025, unless he changes, because we have gotten to a point when we don't entertain nonsense anymore. You don't tell us lies every time, and you're speaking to us. It's like we're children. You're lying to us like we're children. People don't understand what we are doing. Even children nowadays, we cannot lie to a child anyhow. But we are being lied to like children, man. I want to call upon all African youths. I'm calling upon all African youths, wherever you are. Wherever you are, all African youths, I'm calling upon you to stand up and fight, because it's time to fight. It's time to fight wherever you are. If your government is incompetent, if your government is irresponsible, fight until that government understands what it's supposed to be doing. Because we cannot continue living like this. Corruption, left, right, center. Everything. You corrupt. President William Ruto is the second African man. And I think that statistics were done, it's not supposed to be that way. Mr. Ruto is supposed to be the first one on that list. The most corrupt president. He should be the most corrupt president, followed by President Tinubu. Tinubu is also corrupt. These two presidents must just go to prison and get locked there for life imprisonment, because we cannot cry every day. For how long are we going to cry? Africa is not a place where, like, Africa is a blessed land. Africa is a blessed land. Africa is a rich land. Africa is wealthy and healthy. Africa is strong. But African leaders are weakening Africa. These African puppets, Ramaphosa and many other presidents, you're making Africa weak. Africa is weakening every day. Every day Africa is getting weak. Every other time Africa is getting weak. Every other moment Africa is getting weak, man. Because of you. Change for the good of your people. We want to have leaders who are competent, leaders who listen to the people who voted for them into the government. Leaders who are not corrupt. Stop corruption. Stop corruption. Stop corruption. I'm repeating that again and again. Stop corruption. Stop corruption. President Ruto, you said you're going to deal with corruption, that you're not going to allow corruption in your government. We are still waiting to see if you're going to deal with corruption. Stop corruption. The leaders, people who are corrupt in your government, do away with them. Yourself, stop corruption. Lead as an example. Stop serving the white man. Stop serving the Western countries. African leaders, stop serving the Western countries. Serve your people. Serve your land. Make your land grow. You have everything. You have resources. These issues of leaders, you're rich. You know, you're a servant. You've forgotten, like, you're living like bosses when you understand very well you are not bosses. We are the bosses. Imagine as someone who is a boss, someone who elected you, someone who placed you into the government, someone who employed you is poorer than you. Yeah. You are richer than someone who has employed you. You are richer than someone who has employed you. You have a lot of money than your boss. I am your boss as a citizen of a country, as a citizen of the continent. I am your boss. I need to stay comfortable more than you, because you came to me. You needed me to vote for you into the government. You came to me with a job application. I'm the one who was issuing out jobs. I found you approved. I approved you and I gave you a job. But I've given you a job after a few days. You are rich than me. And I am suffering. You are boss. I elected you. I chose you to serve me because I am your boss. I speak, I say what I want, and you follow because I gave you work. But it's sad because it's the other way around. Politicians are rich, leaders are rich, and people are crying. Some are dying, some are suffering. What the hell? We have to change. We really have to change. We really have to change. I sometimes feel so emotional when Ibrahim Traore leads Burkina. Like the way he leads, sometimes when he speaks, I break into emotions because I feel so much love for this young man. I feel so much love. I'm just imagining that would be Kenya. I'm imagining that every other African country would be like that. I'm just trying to imagine, like, I'm craving for that kind of leadership. I'm craving for that kind of leadership. And thank you so much for Ibrahim Traore. I think he's a godsend. I think he's just someone that God sent to come and help Africans and revolve Africans. And what we are saying is that we as African people, we as Africans, we are going to actually follow the way of Burkina Faso. If African politicians are not going to concur with us, if African politicians are not going to support Ibrahim Traore, if African leaders are not going to support Ibrahim Traore, we African people, we are going to support Ibrahim Traore. Of course, African people, African youths, and every other people of Africa, we are many compared to the leaders we are having and the politicians we are having. So if even if politicians and leaders don't want to support Ibrahim Traore, we as youths and many other people, we are going to support Ibrahim Traore, and we see the numbers will tell. At the end of the day, we, the Ibrahim Traore team, are the people who are going to win, because we want to. It is we want to sanitize Africa. We are sanitizing Africa. It's time for sanitization, sanitizing Africa. It is now the time. The time has now come. We sanitize everything. We want to remain a free country. Every madness that is continuing in Africa, that is progressing in Africa, every madness that is reigning in Africa, every foolishness, every stupidity that is reigning in Africa, we are going to sanitize. Africa needs to go back to its cleanliness. Africa needs to to remain a pure land, a pure continent. Do let me know what you have to say in your comment section. That's my opinion. Africa is home, and anything that concerns Africa concerns me and you as black people. Thank you so much for watching. I'm shooting this video at around 5 a.m. in the morning in Kenya. I woke up this morning to make sure I'm giving you this video. My name is Atamba Heti. People have been asking me, what is my name? My name is Atamba Heti. Atamba Heti from African Streamline. I told you every time and every moment that African Streamline is your home, is your space. When you find yourself in African Streamline, just feel at home. Comment anything, talk anything. Feel free to expose your mind in African Streamline. I will be able to read your comment and reply where possible, because I am here and I want all of us to join hands together and to unite together to be able to make sure we are taking Africa we are taking Africa far, and to make sure Africa is progressing. My brothers and sisters from diaspora, I love you so much. You guys are giving so much support. I've never seen people like you. You guys, you're just wonderful. You're just super good. And I love you so much. You guys, I have realized recently that we're having great minds that are stuck in diaspora. Great minds that are stuck in the United States, in the United Kingdom, and in Caribbean. Like, we have great minds that are not in Africa. We lost great minds. If we would have you guys in Africa, Africa would be very far. I really love you people, because when you decide to do something, you're doing it wholeheartedly, and may God really bless you. We are looking forward to a time when you guys are going to come back to Africa, because we want our Africans back to Africa. The issues of being enslaved and being treated like people who are not human beings in a foreign land, it is something I don't like at all. I feel sometimes very bad when I hear a black person being mistreated in the United States or being mistreated in the UK or anywhere at a land of a white people. You're being mistreated. Like, it really pains me. It really pains my heart. Like, it really pains my heart. You would rather come back to Africa, even if Africa is not doing well. Even if Africa is you just have to come back home, because east or west, home is the best, and this is a place where you have to be, where you need to be. We love you so much. Personally, I have an unconditional love to my brothers and sisters from diaspora. I really have it. Continue supporting me, continue being here, and continue taking African Streamline platform as your home. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for all those who are following. I love you so much. I appreciate you in everything you're doing. Adios, adios, adios.